I'm here with the 3 members from the Craving, which is incredibly lucky. How are all of you?
Fine.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
It's great to be talking to you. Your 4th album called
drinking beer, so it's perfect.
It's always the best thing to drink. Your 4th album called The Sirens will be released this Friday, actually, right? Last Friday.
Last Friday.
It was last Friday, yeah. Last Friday. How have the reactions been so far?
Great.
So far, great. Yeah, I think all our music videos have quite a lot of views on YouTube, which we are very happy about. And also we have read many reviews in different sorts of magazines, etc. And really, most of them were very, very positive about the album. And so we are really happy about this feedback and also very proud. And yeah, I mean, we are also very happy with our own stuff. So yeah, that's the main point, I guess.
Yeah, we have like, I think 9 out of 10 reviews, and yeah, the feedback is very positive so far. So we're very overwhelmed with the positive feedback.
Yeah, and as I was just telling you, you have reasons to be. Call of the Sirens is an incredible album. And it comes, your last album by the Storm was released in 2016, so this is 9 years after. Why did it take so long between these 2 releases?
Okay, Ivan is just Jonas. Okay,
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, I guess there's multiple reasons. I mean, one of the obvious ones is Corona, which held us all a bit back in between. But actually, big parts of the album were already recorded way earlier. So Wanja, I think you recorded the drums in 2019 already. So obviously, like the whole concept for the songs was there, the demos were there. Even then we recorded most of the guitars. Later on we added some solos and so on. But that was probably all done by like 2020 or so. And afterwards we actually decided to look for a new label. And that actually took a while because we really wanted to make sure that we get like a good deal out of that we find the right label that supports us to actually get the album out there, to reach many people with that, and yeah, have a great release that we were able to reach all of you people. And we think we got that with Massacre Records, and we're really happy so far with as you've already heard, lots of views, lots of reviews, everything seems to be great so far.
Yeah, we're very happy to work with a professional label, and this, I think Jonas named basically all the reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's not normal for you. I mean, in your past, it's not normal for you to be silent for so many years.
Yeah, man. The thing is, By the Storm was actually scheduled to be released in 2014.
And it came out in 2016. So this album was already like 2 years too late. So yeah.
And so you've been writing the songs for Call of the Sirens since 2014, or since 2016, or just in a couple of years?
Like, if you look back on the first 3 records, you can see that, for example, the first record is very compact. It has only, I think, 40 minutes. And the recent 2 records, At Dawn and By the Storm, are very, very long. Like, especially By the Storm, it has 14 songs and I think 80 minutes of length. And right now we had 15 songs. So we had about 15 songs which we wrote, and we took 8 of them. So the songwriting started actually immediately after By the Storm. But as Jonas said, we wanted to have a new label. And at some point you just think about what do you want to do? How do you want to continue? And we basically wrote 15 songs and picked out the 8 out of them. And the concept of narcissism came in the end of 2019. So basically we had those songs already written in 2019. Wanja recorded the drums in January or February 2019. Then we wrote the lyrics in 2019, 2020, recorded everything to 2020, and we're actually ready in the summer of 2020.
Yeah, and now you were talking about those songs. You had 15, you chose 8 of them, and then you had 2 covers. Why did you decide to only choose 8 of them and then add 2 covers to the album?
Actually, the two covers were just like kind of afterthought. We actually recorded them way later than the rest of the album because, well, we watched at least, I'm not sure about Jonas, but Ivan and I, we watched the Eurovision Song Contest in 2020 or 21?
21.
21. And yeah, I mean, there were two songs that were sticking out to us. First of all was El Diablo. That was because the same guy who wrote this song also wrote the song Only Teardrops, which Craving covered in the past. So, which had also been a Eurovision Song Contest song.
Mm-hmm.
So for that reason, Ivan decided to also cover El Diablo. And the other song, Shum, was just so awesome when we watched the Eurovision Song Contest, and it just felt right to do it. And so we decided just to make these covers basically just for the fun of it. And then we said, yeah, okay, this got so good, and we are so happy with the results that, yeah, let's just put them as bonus tracks on the album. This was basically the process behind that.
Yeah, true. And Shum just invites you to be a metal song. Like
kind of, yeah.
Like when I heard it for the first time, I was like, what? And it's playing on Eurovision, like it's I don't know, it's a folk dance folk black metal song, like, and we did black metal cover out of it.
Yeah, and I can see that you are massive Eurovision fans. Are you planning on ever participating on Eurovision?
I would not say we are massive Eurovision Song Contest fans, but to me personally, it's just very interesting to see all the different styles competing against each other, and it can be quite entertaining. I mean, if we would ever get the chance to actually participate, I certainly wouldn't say no to that. But I don't see this happening. I think we are just too extreme for this kind of thing.
When Electric Callboy was already too extreme for them. And they had to step down to Lord of the Lost, I guess. We were way too extreme for them.
Yeah, but I think if Electric Callboy would have participated, Germany would have a higher place. Because, yeah.
At least higher than last place, I'm pretty sure. But
yeah.
I am not sure how much you actually know about this, but in Germany, there's a band called Electric Callboy, and they wanted to participate in the Eurovision. And there was a big drama about that they were basically not participating, and so on and so forth.
Yeah,
but,
they were actually banned. They were told, like, your music is not, they told them, your music is not radio friendly. It was like, what? Yeah. I mean, Lordi won, and like several heavy metal bands from Finland that participated, and the band who won 2021, they were also a rock band, and they are also not that radio friendly. So it was very strange.
They are. And with that song in particular, they weren't. Now they became a little bit more radio friendly. You know, I'm sure. Now that Lord of the Lost has participated, you could be the next, and probably Germany wouldn't end up in last place. We were talking about your composition process, I think, because you wrote this album. You wrote 16 songs, and then you chose 8 of them. We were talking about that. How did you write those 16 songs?
In the past, I was using, like as a young man, I was using Guitar Pro. It's tabulature software, notation software. And this record came more naturally. So I basically wrote it with a guitar in front of my digital sequencer, digital audio workstation, or basically on the couch. There are a few songs where I don't know how other creative people work, but sometimes I have just a melody in the head and I have to grab a guitar and play it. And you just sit down on a couch and you play it. And Call of the Sirens was like the song Call of the Sirens of Blood of Franconia. It was just like you had this momentum. You just like, you sit with the guitar, you play, and you just play. You press record and you play. And then songs are created. And this was the beauty of this record, or it is the beauty of this record, that everything came basically naturally with spontaneous like energy and nothing computed or calculated. So yeah.
Yeah,
and afterwards, And afterwards, Ivan basically sent me all the songs, or well, the 8. I'm not sure if I actually recorded any other songs that we scrapped. I think he just sent me the final 8 songs and basically gave me a complete free hand on what to do on the drums. He had programmed drums, so I had a rough idea what he wanted there, but I came up with a lot of my own ideas regarding the drumming. And it was really cool for me to be able to just be very creative. And yeah, I didn't have anyone tell me like, do this like this or like that. Ivan just said to me, yeah, like do whatever you want, do your thing with it. And yeah,
and
I'm
I
really
think
happy with it.
and I'm also very happy with the result, because I think it's the best way, because
it's more spontaneous.
Yeah, but the more people work on the record and put their creativity in, the more alive is the music at the end.
Yeah.
And one difference is that actually Blood of Franconia was 7 minutes long.
Yeah, I remember we cut a big piece out of that song because it was like too long and too repetitive, maybe.
Yeah. So now it's 5 minutes long, I think. Yeah.
Yeah. And you were saying that Blood of Franconia and Call of the Sirens were just memento things. You meant the melodies, like, right? Because those are the 2 best melodies in the album, I think. You know, the chorus.
All of the songs were in momentum. It's not like only this song or that song. All of the songs on the record are written in the momentum. The only song which wasn't written by Wanja and I is Star by Star. It was written by our ex-drummer Leo, and it was written away. I think it was written in 2000.
Ex-bass player.
Yeah, ex-bass player. Sorry. Rhythm section. Oops. Yeah, so it was written by our ex-bass player Leo, and he wrote some sort of a song about War of the Worlds. And at the end of the day, it also somehow fitted the narcissism topic, because like, who starts wars, like people who don't give a shit about other people. So you can basically say it fits the narcissism topic.
Yeah, it does. And have you changed it from your last album to this album? That process? I mean, what did you change exactly?
On the last record, most of the songs are written in Guitar Pro. They are basically tapped with Guitar Pro and then sent out to the rest of the band, and the drummer was doing his stuff and whatsoever. So they are more written with the head. So there is a difference if you write with the head or you write with an instrument in your hands. Some composers say that it's better to write with your head, because you're not manipulated by the instrument, but I disagree, because I think we are a rock band, so it should be somehow manipulated by the instrument. And so this record was completely composed on the guitar. On the couch somehow. Okay. On By the Storm was also one song which was played on the couch at first, but this one has a majority of couch songs, and yeah, it's more organic. It's more personal. It's the very first concept record we have, and it's to me it's a very, very personal record as well.
Yeah, as you were saying, this is a concept album, and now that you mention it, can you say the concept behind it and how you got to it?
The concept behind it is narcissism. In 2019, I made my experience with a few topics, and then I came up to the topic of narcissism. And before that, I didn't knew what it is. I thought narcissism is just self-love, that narcissists are people who love themselves. I didn't knew that those are people who are like lying and who are using other people, and like pathological lying and whatsoever. And out of this experience, the lyrics to Call of the Sirens were written, and it's as if I have opened the box of Pandora. Like, all of a sudden, the lyrics for Gods Don't Negotiate, which is about psychopathy, was written, or lyrics to Blood of Franconia, which is about Bamberg, the city I live in, but also about alcoholism, or Death March. Death March is about I wrote it after a breakup, but it's about a separation from toxic. So if you're in a toxic relationship, doesn't matter if it's an intimate relationship or maybe a work relationship or friendship. So get out of there if it hurts you. Like it will hurt you at the end if you separate from those situations or people, but at the end you will be fine. And this is what we mean with Death March. Like you basically marching through hell. You experience a lot of pain, but after all, you're getting stronger. And I think the lyrics for Prayer for the Rain were written also by our ex-bass player Leo. And this is one of the few songs which were written with Guitar Pro, actually, but it was also firstly composed with guitar, but then written with Guitar Pro. And back in the day, I was sending songs over to Leo, and I sent the song to him. He finished it with one riff, and then he wrote lyrics for the title, because the song was called Prayer for the Rain. He didn't ask what it's all about, and he just wrote lyrics about hopelessness and depression, which really fit the concept at the end of the day. So yeah, and yeah, this is all. And basically the concept came out of personal experience. So it's basically was ist Erkenntnis of English?
Sorry?
I'm
Jonas?
asking my guys because I don't know the word.
Realization, maybe?
Yeah, it was basically written. The lyrics were written after experiencing something and realizing something at the end and writing it down, basically.
Yeah, and it's fun because, you know, all of those songs, like, for example, Well of Franconia, it could possibly be about any battle, you know, on the epicness that you put into that song. It could possibly be about any battle that happened. And in the end, it's not.
Thank you. It was actually, you know, the videos. Have you watched the videos?
No, not really.
Not yet. So when you watch the video, there is a scene where Wanja is playing drums in the castle. I wrote those lyrics to Blood of Franconia in this castle. Like I was hiking, went to this castle and wrote those lyrics. I have usually a notebook with me. Notebook, where is it? Well, I usually have a notebook, and I just sat down, drank a beer or something, and wrote lyrics to Blood of Franconia. So
I even didn't know that. That's very cool. That we actually shot the music video there with me playing on the castle. That's cool.
Yeah. And the lyrics to Gods Don't Negotiate were actually written at the lake where we shot Call of the Sirens at Fichtelsee. Yeah, I was also hiking, and I had my notebook with me. I was like, let's write something. I just wrote those lyrics, and it's how to be done.
Always inspired by nature.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think it's maybe a cliche, but in the end of the day, this album, I think it is the heavy parts are heavier and the melodic parts are more melodic. Do you feel the same about it?
In reference to the prior records?
Yeah, to By the Storm.
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we wrote those songs, and I think we can't objectively look at them, but I can say that my goal was to create the most aggressive record we've ever done. The vocals should have sounded as if my head would explode, and I think we achieved this goal pretty well. But maybe, I don't know, it's for sure it's the most compact record with 8 songs and the total length of 43 minutes, but I don't know. I think it's up to the listener if it's really this way. So, but thank you for the compliment.
Now, this is also the first time since 2013 that you have a second guitarist, Jonas Papmeier. Why did you decide to have a second guitar player?
No, we had a second guitar player for all the gig, since we always had a second guitar player.
But only a session musician, not
part of the band.
Yeah.
No, we had a full-time member in the band since 2008 until 2015. It was
2015. That's already ages ago.
Yeah, but since 2013. In 2013.
Well, ever since I was in the band, Craving always had only a session guitarist until Jonas came around.
2016, yeah, but 2016, not 2013.
Yeah, maybe I got this wrong. But anyway, how was the process of including him in the band? Or maybe I can ask this directly to Jonas. How was the process of inviting you to the band?
Actually, I mean, I guess I also started more or less as a session guitarist. The story for that is actually kind of funny because they were telling me about a gig, like a festival that was in 2 weeks. So they told me, hey, we have here like 12 songs or so. I don't know how long the set list was. For this festival you want to play in 2 weeks, can you learn that? So I like really had to sit down and learn like 12 songs in just 2 weeks. I think we had like a rehearsal like a day or 2 days beforehand. Everything went actually perfectly. So I guess we were all quite happy with that. I was able to manage to learn all these songs. Everything was working well together, although we never basically rehearsed together. And then the festival was cancelled.
All right, yeah.
And then it wasn't my first gig. The actual first gig was then like, I don't know, 2 months later, the actual release gig for the previous album by Storm. But I would have had way more time to actually learn the songs instead of these 2 weeks where we crammed everything together. It was a really strange situation. But yeah, since then I was playing session for some time, and after that just joined the band because we basically said it doesn't make any difference. Would be also happy to be a permanent member.
Yeah, and
we forced him to join the band after some time. After some time, he just grew on us, and it just worked.
you got attached to you. Yeah. No, Wanja, this is also your first album with Craving,
Yes.
if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
How was the same thing? How did you get into the band?
Yeah, well, I was playing with another band, Negator, before, and at some point, Ivan actually, I think we met in like the Netherlands or something, when both Negator and Craving were playing there. So I met the guys, I met Ivan and talked a little bit to him, and after a while he came to me and asked me if I could like step in on drums because their drummer had like an injury or something. So I stepped in for a music video. I think it was the video for Wielder of Storms. And yeah, after that, the other drummer basically didn't come back. And so I kind of became a permanent session musician for Craving. And at some point it was like same story as with Jonas. Yeah, okay, well, I'm now in the band. So yeah, let's make it like, yeah, let's make me an official member. And yeah, I think I'm in Craving since 2016.
Yeah, and I think I might be wrong in this, but I think that you also have one record for, or you're in the Guinness Book of World Records for about bass beats and stuff.
Yeah, it's not an official record because there are very strange rules applied to official world records, and it's all very, very strict. And the techniques that I'm using for playing don't really fall into any category. So there's no official record in that sense. But I have a kind of unofficial world record on several things. So yeah, because I can play very fast for very long times with the techniques that I'm using. And yeah, this is like one of my big strengths as a drummer.
Yeah, and that maybe was one of the reasons why Ivan is invited you to the band.
Probably, yes.
There is actually a much deeper and funnier story. I hope I can tell it within a few seconds. Back in 2011, I met a guy at the festival, and he was a stagehand. His name was Tor Gunnar Myrdal. And he taught me how to warm up my voice. He said that he was singing opera or something like that. And he said like, hey, I have this band called Alletrun, and we just released a new record. Look at this. And I was like, oh, cool, new record. He was like 15 euros. I was like, sorry, I don't have money on me. And we stayed in contact. And after some time, he was sending me videos and so on. And I think in 2019, 2013, 2014, he sent me videos of a dude playing hyperfast blast beats, and I was like, yeah, his name was Wanja. I was like, okay, strange. And then in 2015, we were booked to Dark Troll Festival in Germany, and also Negator were booked there. And Wanja was there. I was like, hey, Wanja, what's up? I'm friends with Thor. How are you? And Wanja was like, hey. And I was like hanging out with them a little bit. And a month later, we played on this gig in Netherlands. So basically, Wanja, Jonas, and now the session bass player, Stevie, they all played in Alletrun. So basically, all the ex-members of Alletrun are now with Craving. And it's very paradox that the former frontman and singer of Alletrun taught me how to warm up my vocals. And yeah, it's a very like, I don't know how this
It's
started.
all the big incest family here.
Yeah, it's like it all comes full circle.
Yeah, and you should be aware, because maybe you're the next one to be replaced by the guy that taught you how to warm up your voice.
Well, I think Thor is speaking Icelandic and not Russian. So, but maybe I can teach him Russian and just like, come on, Thor, go on tour. I will do something else.
Well, now that you mention it, the languages, in this album you use 4 languages. You sing in, if I'm not wrong, German, in English, in Russian, and also in Ukrainian. Why did you write the lyrics in these 4 languages?
Sorry. I'm fluent in Russian, German, and English. I am a Russian immigrant, basically, from St. Petersburg. And at some point, I think during the first record, I picked up poems by Nikolai Gumilov. It was a Silver Age poet from St. Petersburg, the city I come from. And it became a tradition. So basically on every record we have poems from him. And on this record, it's Maiden of the Sun. And Shum was in Ukrainian. I'm 1/4 Ukrainian. So my grandma was Ukrainian. And the German lyrics, Mich packt die Wut, which is about rage. It just came naturally to write it in German. It's not that you sit down and want to write in some particular language. You just sit down and start writing down your thoughts. And those thoughts were written down in German, basically. So this is it. This is the explanation for that.
You always wrote in these lyrics, except for Ukrainian, I think, right?
Yeah, it was one of the cover songs, which is in Ukrainian.
Yeah.
And we actually selected this cover song way before all the war started. So it doesn't really have to do anything with the political situation right now. But now in hindsight, it is kind of nice to include a Ukrainian song. So it's kind of a cool symbolic gesture, I guess.
Yeah.
It was not intended because, as I said, this was all done before the war started. But yeah, I mean, Ivan has also roots in Ukraine as well as in Russia. So yeah.
It fitted well, I think. Not on purpose, but it surely fit well. Now, a question more directed to Ivan. What changes did you do to your vocal process in this album?
What changed is that this time we have recorded, this time I used this microphone. It's SM7B by Shure. And the advantage is that you can take it into your hand. So you have all the flexibility with your body. You can move as you want, and you can make like more emotional. You can be more emotional, for example. If you want to make a long scream, you can just crouch like whatever you want. And it affected the vocals a lot, I think. So, and it makes a difference. And I think you also hear the difference in comparison to other records where I had a stale microphone.
Yeah. And what about techniques? Did you try anything different this time?
Not really. I think my singing voice has improved a lot since the last 2 records, and the rest stayed as it is. I can't do the high screams of the first record anymore. But it's perfectly fine because I'm more comfortable with singing now. And I'm very happy that I'm able to do distorted vocals like Hansi Kirsch from Blind Guardian was doing all the time. And yeah, I'm really happy with the vocals on this record.
Yeah, I mean, you should be. Now, you also have some guests participating on this album. Can you introduce them to us?
First of all, we have Michelle Boomer. She has already participated on the song Call of Call of the Sirens, on the song Penelope's Prayer from the record By the Storm, and it was a no-brainer to ask her to sing on Call of the Sirens. She's amazing. I love her vocals. We actually met her at the gig where we played with Wanja's second band back in 2015.
It's awesome.
Yeah, she has her own project. It's called Monteferro. She's signed to Van Records from Netherlands. And then a good friend of mine, Esther Sarray de Vries, is also singing on Call of the Siren. She's doing those more traditional vocals. Then we have two colleagues of mine, Theresa Winterhalter. She's working at my job, and she has contributed vocals to Death March. And originally, Michelle wanted to contribute those vocals, but she said that the second part of the chorus was out of her range. She wasn't comfortable to sing it, so I asked Rezi, and she nailed it. Then another colleague of mine sang in the chorus of Blood of Franconia. It's Konstantin Raab. And the most amazing guests we have, or the most guests were sorry?
The most famous guest, certainly.
The most famous guest we have on the record is Marek Ashok-Smerda from Cradle of Filth, and he's also playing in Titanic, and he was playing in the band Root for, I don't know, many years. So yeah, those are our guests.
Yeah, and they made an incredible job, especially in those female voices that you said, you know, giving it ambience in the chorus and stuff. It was perfect. Now, besides
actually the ending of Call of the Sirens, right? The ending, this ambient part, this piano part. I didn't told her anything. I was like, sing the chorus, and she did it herself. Like, she heard, okay, there is this ending, and she made those vocals, and it's great. I'm really grateful. I'm really happy that she participated. I hope she will participate in the future records.
Yeah, I'm sure she will. Now, besides the album being a masterpiece, the cover is also a masterpiece. Can you tell us who was responsible for it?
Shit, sorry. I have to eat faster.
Maybe less.
Shut up. Not that fat. I'm big boned. So his name is Andrei Bartulovic, and his designing thingy is called All Things Rotten. He's from Croatia, and we've been working with him since 2012. He's basically responsible for all designs since 2012. And he currently finished another artwork for us. And yeah, he's awesome. Like, Andre is awesome. You give him the topic of the song, or you send him over the lyrics, you send him over the song, and he paints those things, those artworks, to the atmosphere of the song, basically. And yeah, awesome guy, awesome person, very funny, very funny, like you can say actually friend. And yeah, this is
the guidelines you gave him were just like the lyrics and the theme of the songs. You didn't give any guidelines on what you wanted to do.
So basically, the process with him works like this. I send him over the whole record, or the whole demo of the record and all the lyrics, and he picks out what he wants. Or I tell him what the record is called, and then he picks it out. And if you look at this record, you have a few details regarding other songs. For example, there is this this planet on the left, and it's a reference to Star by Star. And on the previous record, there were more references. Like, for example, on By the Storm, there was a reference to Odysseus, to Penelope's Prayer. There was somewhere a small ship in the storm, stuff like that. And this is what I love about his artworks. Like, he always does those small references, and it's, to be honest, really fun to work with him. Like we are like buddies, like friends, and everyone is speaking freely, so it's a great experience every time. 10 out of 10 would recommend.
And you were saying you just finished another artwork for you. Is it a new album or?
I can say anything about it at the moment.
But you're already working on new songs. I can see that.
We are always working on something new.
Okay, you're gonna keep it secret. Okay, I get.
Let's put it this way. I think the next album will not have to wait for 7 years.
Okay, I like that. Well, and what are your touring plans for this album? Is Portugal included there?
We are currently looking for a booking agent so we can get some more shows, because I mean, I have 2 hands and 1 head, and currently taking care of the whole merchandising stuff, and we are producing ourselves. This is what we actually let out. We are producing our records ourselves, and we let them mix by a good old friend of ours. His name is Christoph Brandes. He also did Necrophages and stuff like that. And yeah, we are looking for a booking agent, and right now we are confirmed to a festival called Let the Bad Times Roll in Istria in Germany. We are playing on 24th of June. And then we are playing a gig in our ex-hometown, Oldenburg, on 21st of October. And more shows will be hopefully announced soon. So I guess for 2023, we are a little bit late to the party, but I hope that we will play more in 2024.
Yeah, and possibly a tour in 2024. And if the chance comes, don't forget about Portugal. I'd love to see you here and to meet you all here.
Dude, I was in Portugal in 2018, and after I went back, I was like, how can I buy a house there? How can I buy a house there? Oh my God. How can I buy a house there? Or a flat? Oh my God. So definitely.
Yeah, you can't. You can't. Houses are too expensive right now.
Oh no! It's changed since 2018. Then yeah, okay. Why not?
You just have to get really rich with this album, Ivan.
Okay. Buy our records so we get super rich and buy a house in Portugal. In Portugal.
Well, I think that's it. Thank you so much to you all for being here. Would you like to send any message to your Portuguese fans? All of you. If it would be great if you could send all of you a message.
Yeah, well,
start first. Start first.
Okay, then I would just say greetings from Germany. Thank you all for listening to the show and also or reading this interview. I'm not sure if it's going to be like audio or written, but anyway, also thanks for listening to our music. Check out our new album, and we are happy to be here. And hopefully we will see us soon. We will see us soon live on stage in Portugal. That would be really awesome.
Jonas?
Any final words?
Final words would probably just be rock on, but
a second, I'm still writing. Okay, I'll try to pronounce it correctly. Obrigado pelo vosso apoio. O metal e parasse sempre. Comprim o nosso album.
It's perfect, man. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you to Deep L for this translation, and thank you so much for the interview. Much appreciated. Thank you for spreading the word. We are really glad that you liked the record and that you got the vibe of the record, and that you understood the melodic black metal, melodic death metal, and the heavy metal aspect. It's really happy to read that people get into it, and yeah, keep it up with your sign, and thanks for the interview.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very much.